So I went off and sat in the bath, and then 10 minutes later, all the players came in the dressing room, and they all came up to me and, saying, well done. And I was more interested in what Keith Bowker did when he came on, because he was the lad who replaced me. And I heard that he'd had one or two chances, and I'm thinking to myself, I just wonder if I could have scored those. Now, that's me being greedy, isn't it? Trying to sort of, improve on the 4 goals.
I don't know about greedy. It probably sums up what you're about and your desire to be the best. That probably sums up that even then you wanted to score 5 or 6.
I enjoyed scoring, and I think anyone that say that they don't enjoy scoring a goal are lying. But I always felt that there was more to my game than just scoring. I look at certain players over the years, and if they're not scoring, then they do well to justify their starting position in the team. I enjoyed making goals, as they call them now, assists. One of my greatest strengths was my passing ability, and even a greater strength was my ability to cross balls when I'm at speed, running to the byline and whipping balls into the box, for the likes of Bob Latchford and Bob Hatton in them days. So I had plenty of other strengths, but it was always nice to score a goal, of course.
Speaking to Bob Hatton and Bob Latchford, they pay enormous credit to you for the goals they got. We count assists today. I don't think we counted them in those days. If we did, you'd be well up there with the assists as well. As you say, an important part of your game. What I wanted to ask you was, you went on you played all over the world. You played for England. You won the European Cup. Did Birmingham City fans see the most inventive of you as a player? That young 16-year-old who do things nobody expected, least of all the defenders, had no idea what you were doing. Did we see the best of you?
Because I'm doing this interview at St Andrews, the answer is yes. If I was up at the City Ground or at the Etihad, or even over in Genoa, in front of Sampdoria supporters, they would probably say exactly the same thing. But because I was so young and doing it at such a very young age, it transformed people's lives. All of a sudden, from like 13,000 being at the stadium, a few months later, and I'm talking 3 or 4 months later, there were 45, 50,000 people coming, and many of them were coming because they wanted to see me. And that's a wonderful feeling, when you go on that football pitch, and any worries that you have are quickly put aside, because I was so young. So it didn't matter, Tom, if I made mistakes, and I'm damn sure I made plenty of them. I think there were occasions when I could have just dropped the ball off, with a simple pass to a colleague, but I would try and beat 3 and 4 players, and I have to say often I did do that, and then stick it in the back of the net. But they were the biggest achievement, and people's views vary. But for me, it has to be, despite the fact that scoring 3 against Aston Villa as a 35-year-old is probably something that will never ever be repeated. I think scoring 4 as a